Tamashi's worst kept secret of the next Dragon Ball Z SH Figuarts is finally announced. Now we saw this coming from a mile away, and here's your first look at full powered Frieza. And in this video, guys, we're gonna break down everything you need to know about full power Frieza, what he comes with, how much he is, and where you can get your full power Frieza to add him to your collection. Well, guys, I'm Snook, and let's jump right into the very first photo. And here he is, guys, a close-up of full power Frieza in all his glory. This figure looks fantastic. The one reservation I had is they kept going back to the Namek Saga, and I've kind of been caught on record saying I'm sick of the Namek Saga. Just move on, Tamashi, just go. And these things are really cool, and it kind of makes me eat my own words when I say I want them out of the Namek Saga, because I 100% am gonna buy this just like that legendary Goku. Now, taking a look at the very first photo, there's only one thing I want to talk about in this photo, because we're going to get a better picture of his full body in the next one, and that is going to be the faceplate, because we get a really good close-up look of it, and it's going to be that cocky faceplate that we usually get with all Friezas. The only difference is we get the veins on his head, which make him look like he's roided out and ready for a fight. What a fantastic looking Frieza, but let's go ahead and look at the entire body of this full power Frieza. Now, this is the full shot of full power Frieza from what we saw before. The only thing that we saw was going to be this section right here. So this is going to be a little bit more expanded from what we've already seen. But let's go ahead and clean this up and take a look at everything else in this photo. And the one thing I want to point out are the size of his shoulders. His shoulders are enormous. Now, this is a really good take of what it looks like exactly from the anime, and his shoulders are almost, if not the same size, of his head. I really like the bulkiness of this Frieza and the legendary Goku, because to me, when I think of Dragon Ball characters, I think of them big, bulky, muscular, not like the skinny, scrawny stuff that we have gotten before. That's why I think this Frieza and the legendary Goku are going to be one of the best two to actually add to your Dragon Ball Z collection. So let's go ahead and clean this up and take a look at the accessories, and that is going to be in the form of the two fists that we got right here, and the two regular standing feet. And why I'm gonna point these out, because in later photos, you'll notice he actually has a different pair of feet, but we'll tackle that in the other photo. And the other thing is going to be his cut off tail, because he did not have his full tail when he fought in this form in the anime. And that is because Tamashi wants to keep it as anime accurate as possible, and I really applaud them for that effort. And the one thing I want to point out from their Instagram post that they actually stated is soft parts around the waist increase flexibility to make replicating poses from the anime a breeze. That's really good news, and something experimental that Tamashi is going to start trying, which I think is really awesome, because they're pushing that bar and pushing those boundaries for these figures to be as flexible and also as accurate as possible. Now, for where I think those parts are going to be, we'll look at another photo, because I think it definitely shows it off a lot better than this photo. Well, now for the next photo of full power Frieza, there's not a lot going on in this photo. It just kind of shows the true bulk of him. I wonder how the mobility is going to work in his shoulders, because they're so damn big. The shoulders are so big that I wonder if it's going to hinder the way he could be able to put his arms together or reach out. But I really am interested in the other photos to really dissect from afar what that articulation is going to look like. Now let's go ahead and clean this up and take a look at the accessories. Again, we have the same exact faceplate, so nothing new there. And we have the open palm hands and the flat feet. The flat feet are there again. So nothing other than the flat palm hands in this photo, but really shows how awesome this figure looks when it's inside action poses. Now, I know Dragon Ball Z SH Figuart collectors out there feel shortchanged from Tamashi when they make these figures, because they never include effects pieces. Well, this time around, Frieza is coming not with one, but two effects pieces in these death saucers. This figure looks fantastic holding these blades. The only thing that looks a little weird between the two is this one looked like solid pink, and then from this one, it kind of looks like there's a different variation color inside the middle, which I think that one is more anime accurate than the other one. Now, this may just be the angle or the shot, or maybe the flash really flooded that other one out. I don't know what's going on, but I hope they both look like the one on the left. And regardless, I'm really excited for the Dragon Ball Z line to add effects pieces again. I just kind of hope going forward that this is going to be a mainstay, that every figure comes with an effects piece. Now let's go ahead and clean these up so we can take a look at the accessories when it comes to hands and faceplates, because we do have a brand new faceplate in this figure. Looks really good. It's just his grimacing face. Now this isn't very exciting, but definitely something we need in the figure. Just doesn't really bring bring the heart rate up like when we see effects pieces in Dragon Ball figures. Now we kind of saw everything from this photo, so let's move on so we can see some more stuff for your full power Frieza. But before we do that, if you're enjoying the announcement of full power Frieza, put a like on the video because it definitely helps the channel out. But let's go ahead and get back into the photos of full power Frieza. Now this pose of full power Frieza is fantastic. He's trying to raise his level through the roof so he can go up against that legendary Super Saiyan in Goku. Now talking about the accessories in this photo, there are 2 repeats and 1 brand new one. The 2 repeats are going to be the fist, we've seen those before, and this grimacing face. I believe this one is the exact same one as before, it just shows it at a different angle, which makes it look a little bit more dramatic. Now for the one brand new thing in this photo, it's going to be his flying feet. And we're almost expected to get these, but if we don't get them, it's kind of a big deal. So it's kind of like you have to have these, but if you do, it's not that exciting, but if you don't, it's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a weird thing, right? All right, guys, so we see a lot of brand new things in this photo, and I'm excited to break it down. First thing is we always go straight to the face because these faces are so anime accurate, and they blow my mind how awesome and how anime accurate they are. This thing looks fantastic. The sculpt job, the coloring, the emotion that you're just getting from this figure is tremendous. The other brand new thing in this photo is going to be his light clasp hand or his relaxed hand, or however you want to say it. We still got that blaster hand that we've seen before and the flying feet. Just such a cool figure, and the emotion just from this faceplate really gets me revved up, and I'm excited to add this full power Frieza to my collection to pin him up against that Goku. Now here's the next action pose of full power Frieza, and before we talk about what's new, what's old, I just really want to take a look at this photo and really admire how drastically you can change your posing when it comes to your figures. So let's talk about what's new. The only thing new is going to be the flat palm hands. That's it. Everything else in this photo is reused. We got a flying foot, we got a flat foot, we got the, oh, let's go ahead and clean that up so you can see a little bit better. We've got that same grimacing face that we've seen 2 photos before, but with the change of the hands, the feet, the posing, the faceplate. If you just mix them all around, you can get hundreds of poses from these figures, and that right there really gets me excited for being an articulated figure collector, and it should get you excited as well because this figure is gonna be really cool. So let's clean this up because I wanna talk about what we kind of talked about at the beginning of the video, and it's gonna be that soft part around the groin/waist area, and I really think it's going to be this part right here. I think the inner side of his hips are really gonna be what's soft, and maybe the top part of his hip right there. But think like the shoulders from Beast Gohan. If you don't know what I'm talking about, did a review on the channel. I'll put a link up on one of these sides. I can never remember what side, but check out that video because I talk about the shoulders quite a bit in that review, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. But this figure is probably ramping up to be one of my favorite figures in a long time, despite how many figures of Frieza we've gotten in the past. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this video before we move on to the important stuff, price where you can get them, is going to be the addition of a new faceplate for your legendary Goku. Yes, that's right, guys. Take a look at this right here. We get a brand new faceplate of our legendary Goku, and it's going to be this right here. Looks really, really good. Shows the action pose of being punched in the face. I definitely think this is a call out from the other third parties like Tozen and DF that are making punched animation faces, and I think this is exactly what they are trying to do. They're trying to incorporate those more animated fighting faces, and I think it's a call out to those 2 companies because they're doing a fantastic job at it. But despite all that, there are going to be some negatives, or what I want to spin as missed opportunities. What that's going to be is the faceplate of Goku of being punched in the face looks really nice. I think it's a really good addition to your legendary Goku. I wanted the faceplate from the scene that you know where he screams out to Frieza, "You fool!" And also in that scene being Frieza cut in half, right down the midsection and one of his arms removed. And Tamashii in the past with Android 20 and also Mecha Frieza have incorporated those violent scenes of figures being deformed from violent actions. I thought this was gonna be the next one in the series to have a violent scene of him being cut in half and his arm removed, but unfortunately that is not gonna be the case, and I'm gonna definitely chalk that up to 2 missed opportunities in this figure. Regardless, really cool figure, Tamashii. Well guys, now that you know everything that's gonna come with full power Frieza when it comes to faceplates, hands, accessories, all the extra stuff. Let's talk about the price and where you can get your full power Frieza. Full power Frieza is going to be a premium Bandai exclusive. You guys heard me talk about premium Bandai probably 1,000 times by now on this channel, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I need to cover it for those new collectors out there. Premium Bandai is the exclusive retailer for a lot of Dragon Ball SH Figuarts. Full Power Frieza is going to be next in the line to join this exclusive line. But pre-orders are open right now for Full Power Frieza over on Premium Bandai's website. If you want to pre-order from them, definitely down in the description below, click on the link. It is an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you a thing. It just helps support the channel. Also, guys, his price point is a little hefty at $85 US. But I know that price is a little high, and I agree with you. It is a little steep for asking for this figure, but I do think this is probably going to be one of the best releases in a long time. Now, I don't want to leave you guys all with doom and gloom. One positive note, it is going to be a worldwide exclusive, so it does not matter if you live here in the States or Japan, you're going to get it at the exact same time. That is exciting news, and I applaud Tamashii to keep the trend alive with worldwide releases. Now, let me know down in the comments below, guys, are you going to pick up a Full Power Frieza? Are you excited for this figure? Do you think the price is too high? Let me know down in the comments below, and thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, I have been Snook. I'll see you in the next one.